Hey, welcome back, Israel, to your Caribou Data Science channel. I'm gonna give a big shout out to the 65 people who watched this video in the last 24 hours. Thank you so much for those 65 views. Of course, 65 views should mean 65 likes, so I'd really appreciate to see 65 likes if you find this video helpful. And a special shout out to the 54 people who are under the age of 18 who either 18 or younger who watched this video yesterday. Thank you so much for those numbers. Okay, so. We know that Israel's in the midst of um, an aggressive. We know that Israel's in the midst of an aggressive vaccination program, but as you'll see, unfortunately, the vaccine doesn't keep people from getting COVID-19. First of all, should you get vaccinated? Absolutely. There is not one set good medical reason for not getting vaccinated. Two, what the vaccine will do for you, at least the U.S. vaccine, it'll reduce the severity of the disease. And by reducing the severity of the disease, it reduces the chance that you'll die from COVID-19, particularly if you're like me, you're over age 65, okay? And you people under 18 in Israel, you may get it, but you probably won't die anyway. But anyway, be a good citizen, get vaccinated, okay? So let's take a look here. So currently Israel has 11.9 million cases, 7,438 deaths. And what you can see here again is a spike in cases. And my question is, how many of these people were vaccinated? How many of these people have been fully vaccinated? Because, the vaccine, if it's like the one in the U.S., would not keep these people from getting COVID-19. Okay? But you can see an increase in cases here with a spike up at 22,291 back on September the 8th. For September the 14th, the number dropped down to 10,730. And as of September 11th, you were averaging 11,026 cases per day. Now here you can see we are seeing an increase in deaths in Israel, again beginning in July. But again, the vaccine. Here's a question: how many of these people who died here were vaccinated? It's an interesting question, isn't it? So let's just look at the average for the 7-day period ending September the 11th. You were averaging 33 deaths per day. All right. If we take a look at the If you take a look at the weekly case, you can see this huge spike up in cases here, okay? And a smaller spike in deaths. But hopefully, last week was less than the previous week, so hopefully maybe this is the beginning of a new downward trend in deaths. But you know what? We need to brace ourselves for the reality that we may never see a time when there's no COVID-19 cases or deaths. We have to accept that fact, and and at that point, once we accept that fact, then we need to get on with life, okay? Because until we accept the fact that COVID-19 is never going to go away, unless, of course, and I'm very serious when I say this, unless God intervenes. Okay, unless God intervenes, we will never see the end of COVID-19. All right. But anyway, again, you can see deaths up here. Well, deaths are above 200 for 2 weeks ago, but then they drop back down. Okay. Monthly cases. Well, you can see September's cases is already pretty high. It's high. It's caught these numbers here. Okay. What about deaths? Well, you still have quite a few deaths. Only maybe 600 deaths last week, and so far you're under 500 for this week. So it remains to be seen what's really going to happen the rest of the week. Okay, but anyway, Israel, again, thanks so much for stopping by, and a big shout out to the 65 people who watched this video in the last 24 hours. And a special shout out to the 54 young people who watched the video. By all means, subscribe. I'd really like to see 65 likes. Okay, tomorrow. Okay. Of course, click on that share button. Share the video with your friends, your family on Facebook and Twitter and emails and text messages. Thanks so much, Israel. We'll catch you tomorrow.